Good morning, America. This is your good friend, Dr. Turi, with another interesting way at looking at the news. First, good news. On air, I'm going to be on Dr. J and the Lias Radio Live, October the 1st, 2019. Not too far from now. And then I'm going to be on Coast to Coast with my good friend George Norrie for 2 hours on the 16th, October 16th, after my UFO conference at sea. So mark your calendars. Those two shows are going to be quite interesting. What else do we have that I want to make sure that you enjoy as far as the news are concerned? Well, we still have the shocking, surprising earthquake time type of window. And again, I proved myself and all the skeptics out there right. We had the 6.1 on the 26th and the 6.5 on the 26th, right on the window. Other earthquakes that have killed people also took place during that window. And the one before on the 23rd, regardless of what people or the skeptic says, I got it dead on. Now, let's look at some of those shocking news that I collected for you. And remember, auto-analyze yourself. Find out if there is something original, something weird, unexpected, shocking, that has transpired into your own life, because the stars do not affect only the people that you read on CNN or on Fox News, such as I was shocked. A man kissed a reporter while she was reporting live. Now, click on the link, it's live, and you can see a response, and you can see this idiot not realizing that those shocking cosmic winds was making him behave like a weirdo on television. Again, keyword is television and shocking. And all that was induced not only by those nasty, weird cosmic winds, but the reptilius who have hijacked his brain. So he got his moment and fame on television. And had he read my forecast, maybe he could have anticipated. What else do we have? Aubrey O'Day says an American airline flight attendant made her take her shirt off. Oh, wait a minute here. Believe me, I ain't going to have no flight attendant is going to take my shirt off. But I don't know. She said because she didn't like the colors or whatever it is. Again, there's some people that are working with the public that have no business in the public, and then they behave like freaking robots because it's in their minds, puritanical mind, religious mind, not correct or whatever. So, just read it. Definitely shocking. It's not every day that you're going to have a flight attendant asking you to take your shirt off. One idiot is trying to open the door to take a fresh that was yesterday, my video yesterday. This lunatic tried to open the door, take a breath of fresh air in an airplane. The more I look at those news, the more I realize the world I'm living in. A world loaded with morons. Got things. You're not part of those idiots. Okay, fourth grader gets huge surprise from mom at school. I didn't actually click on the link, but I used it because the word surprise is part of the keywords that are involving this SOS to the world, shocking windows using Nostradamus 16th century methodology that involve, of course, as you know, quatrains and obvious keywords. Florida man allegedly cut off pennies of wife lovers with scissors. Oh, that must hurt. Oh, yeah. Oh man, that tells you, doesn't happen every day. And another one, a woman sentences for cutting off lover's genitals after he shares sex tape. This is not happening every day, but during those weird windows, that tells you that many times I told you, in the eternal battle between deep emotions, there could be angers, it could be resentment, revenge, love, doesn't matter, fear. These are very deep encrusted emotions that humans have. Between the battle between emotions and logic or your critical thinking, logic and critical thinking is going to the window and you end up in jail. And I think jealousy, it was definitely the motivator here. Reptilius was there. They used those shocking winds, hijacked the mind, and then let's use a pair of scissors and cut these guys, family journey off. Oh man. What else do we have? It's pretty sad. Snoop Dogg, 10 days old grandson died. And that, may God bless his soul for this innocent baby, but that tells you that if you are related to Snoop Dogg's grandson, daughter, brothers, sisters, even friends, and you never smoke pot in your life, then it's a miracle. And then that's what happened. Obviously, the mother was probably infected. With all the respect I own Snoop Dogg and his family, the fact of the matter is, when you are a celebrity or a child of a celebrity or family member or close friend of such a celebrities that endorse and support pot, or like Mike Tyson that spent 30,000 a month on pot, that tells you that any female trying to reproduce a child is practically impossible. That child was infected from the get-go because of the mother, who was infected by the reptilius because she used a lot of drugs. There's no way around it. I mean, the sad result is that baby didn't make it. There are millions and millions of other babies who don't make it. But, we talk about famous people because they have names, they have power. As soon as they fart, you know what's going on when you're famous. That's how it works. Excuse me. 16-year-old lifted car to save trapped neighbor. Now that is important. This is exactly what I mentioned in my conference a couple of nights ago in LA, a Times conference. I mentioned that sometime a mother witnessing a baby rolling under a car, she's going to go there and get that Herculean forces out of this world. She's going to be able to lift this car. And that kid did that too. Doesn't matter his size, a car is heavy. And it has been reported many times that we are able to do things that are totally extraordinary and out of the norm. In that case, it's pretty shocking, of course. It fits the window. But I wish I had time to do the hypnotic session and help people to dig real deep with Draco into their subconscious and see the power that comes out of a human person. A human being is much more than, again, blood, flesh, and bones. We are so much more. We have so much power that is stuck in that superconscious, and a lot of people haven't been trained. There is so many variations, so many sickness, people that do not aware that they have stimulated the atomic structure of their own body. Just think for a second. You were born to create. As I said a few times in previous videos, what was LA? What was Washington, D.C.? What was Paris 200, 300, 400, 500 years ago? Why it is the phone you're using today or the car you're driving? What was that 100 years ago? Didn't exist. We have the power to create. So when I tell you your future is the reincarnation of your thought, you've got to take me very seriously and start to dig into that power. I am so, 3 or 4 hours sometimes is not enough to pass on 3 topics. So my lesson was learned. Everybody really enjoyed that conference in LA. But next time I'm going to concentrate on one topic and stay for as long as I have, because the best of the best that I had was not delegated, was not offered to these people. But they had a blast, believe me. And that's why, by popular demand, I will be back. So if you want to learn a little bit more and realize the power you were born, and maybe like a kid or a young mother lifting a 5-ton car, you may want to understand the mechanics involving the forces coming from the superconscious in time and space. And that's what I'm going to do. I will let you know when this happen again, okay? And you need to join. We're going to have a blast. In fact, I'm going to ask Tom if I can discuss the superconscious in my upcoming show with George Norrie and give a few examples. I had one today. I had a client today who has, knocked the doors of dozens and dozens of doctors, cannot fix him, just do not know what's wrong with him. And I found out that helped him, and he was very, very grateful. He says, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad, doctors, you took a chance on you." Well, that's the difference between me and those educated idiots out there who stuff you with drugs and lead you into depression and an infection from the reptilius. A skydiver dies after crashing into a big rig. That's sad. I mean, skydiver, the keyword is aeronautic and flying and shocking. It happens most of the time when the person decides to fly or to jump out of a plane during one of his negative SOS to the world, negative cosmic biorism. They are not only universal, they're also personal. So when you mingle the universal and your personal cosmic biorhythm, including the moon fluctuations, and you're playing Russian roulette, most of the time you end up dead. There's no accident. There is absolutely no accident. There is a way to avoid suffering an untimely death. But if you don't ask and if you don't educate yourself, you can pray as long as you want. God's never going to hear you because you don't speak God's cosmic language. You don't read the signs. I do. All right, let's move on. Shocking video shows moment coyote charged at 5-year-old girl in her yard. I mean, again, mentioned that a little bit earlier, but it's pretty shocking. It's a video. It's unusual. And animals like humans are also being hijacked by the reptilius, their mind, and they do stupid things. The good thing is that the little girl was maybe at the wrong time at the wrong place, but she was under one of a positive 2019 cosmic biorhythm, and she escaped with her life. That's the best way I can explain to you. 2 Indian children allegedly beaten to death for defecating on public streets. That's just terrible. Keywords mention children. Not only the 5-year-old, being pursued by a coyote on video technology, but now you have 2 Indian kids being killed. Of course, they don't know better. I mean, I remember me when I was a kid, like when I was their age, 5, 6 years old. Believe me, I did defecate in the street because we didn't have any bathroom. We didn't have any water. We didn't have any electricity in my house. And then when nature called, didn't know what was bathroom. We didn't have any. The house is tended by miracle. All the German bomb destroyed every house around us. Our just tended by miracle. No electricity, no water, tons of rats. Read my book, Beyond the Secret, From Hell to Heaven, okay? You're going to see what I went through, not making it up. So luckily for me, I was able to do this away from everybody and do all I can to hide it, to cover it, whatever it is I had to do, because I'm clean, naturally. But I didn't get killed. Pretty original, pretty shocking, pretty nasty. Children. Another one, a real estate agent attacked during open house. Again, that's a video. It's not every single day that a real estate agent get attacked, but they do get attacked during their negative cosmic biorhythm, during one of my SOS to the world deadly window or shocking windows. It's there. All I do is mathematic. Okay. I'm a psychic, I'm an astrologer for lack of word, but I use a software. Understand, I'm the most practical, the most rational person on the planet. And if I cannot understand it And if I cannot prove it to you, I won't delegate it and I won't talk to you about it and I won't try to teach it to you. That's where we are. Mom, teacher chopped off my daughter's hair. Again, children. Is that every single day that you see a teacher, probably a racist sucker, who's cutting the hair of a kid? I don't know if I was a dad and my daughter come home and tell me this, how I would react. But I don't think that teacher would have a good time with me. How dare you? That's the type of woman who can cut the nuts of her husband. It's in the news twice through my windows. Crazy, crazy teachers. A black girl 12 says her white classmate pinned her down and cut a dreadlock. Again, the same old story. The reptilians have fun with those kids because their psyche is immature. They're not evolved. They're not developed yet. So they are much more susceptible to the cosmic winds being hijacked by the reptilians to turn those kids into a lunatic or adult for that matter. I want to get an AK-47 and kill everybody at school and finally swallow a bullet. Man, this is serious. This is really, really serious now. And every single day I'm giving you proof. I'm giving you proof of those cosmic winds that are being manipulated by the reptilians and the draconis. God thanks for that, because they stimulate the mind of people that are doing a lot of good things every single day. You know, remember, black and white, up and down, male, female, God, devil, the yin and yang, twice, two arms, two legs, the same rules. The light or the darkness, which one are you going to aim for? But if nobody tells you, if nobody educates you about God cosmic design, Jesus cosmic ministry, if nobody educates you on the power of the subconscious or the reptilians and the draconis for that matter, how the hell can you apply your will? You're going to be a robot of those thoughts. A robot of those nasty entities who can only survive with fear, chaos, negativity, and the chain of endless negative news cursing us on a daily basis. That now becomes a habit. Oh, it's normal to see a woman cutting the balls of her husband. Oh, it's normal for that little girl to cut the hair of another little girl. Oh, it's normal. We are becoming so desensitized, and that's very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. It's all about education. Knowledge is power, ignorance is evil, my friend. It's important for you to expand your psychical awareness of the world you're living in, and the entities are part of this world, regardless how incredible it may sound, how weird it may sound, how impossible it may sound. Believe me, they are real, very, very real. And they are not only, you know, turning rich people, the Queen of England or Obama, into a lizard. Again, remember, nobody turned into a lizard, yet lizards are real, but they are not in the physical form. It's all a psychical thing. And under certain circumstances, in the case of David Icke, writing his book for months and months at a time, and left alone, maybe smoking pot or drinking wine over there, all the energy was there for him to see those entities, mostly because the tail of the dragon, and I warned him, was in his subconscious during those days. And I told him, David, you may see things that you may not be able to understand or control. Next thing you know, I was right. Sad enough now, because he saw these things, he firmly believed in them. I understand him too. But you know what, David, everybody is affected by the reptilians, not just the Queen of England or Obama or whomever run this world, okay? Or the Illuminati. You, me, your sister, your mother, your kids are all reptilians infected to a certain level, to a certain degree. So how can he change the course of all that he's been feeding you for years that you have accepted as reality? Now comes Dr. Turi with something else. Oh, wow. Deal with it. That's what it comes down to. It. Challenge yourself outside of what you accepted as reality, because that's the real reality. Yeah. David, like many UFO speakers, never seen a UFO, let alone channel an extraterrestrial like I do. That's just a fact. Deal with it. Doesn't mean he's bad. Doesn't mean his work is worthless. No. Far from that. He's a genius on his own right. like any other genius out there, doing the best that we can. But you need to apply a little bit more critical thinking, because dragging you into fear, negativity, and nonsense is definitely being reptilius infected. That is a message that you must appreciate, acknowledge, assimilate, and finally accept and delegate with something new. All Dr. Turi. All right, my friend. As always, I'll take this opportunity to thank you for listening to that video. Click on the link, read the news, it's in there for you, and we shall see you on Dr. J radio show very soon, and of course on George Nori for a couple of hours. Don't miss the show, we're going to have a blast. Until then, maybe join me on my UFO cruise coming up in October, and hopefully I will be doing many, many more in the States. Until then, hey, God bless you all. Bye-bye.